So Sony Censorship has been pretty awful within the past few years ever since they moved all the way over to the Snake's Den in California. And if you thought they couldn't get any worse, oh, well, they just got worse because now they changed 20 ladies into 20 bunnies because it's too offensive.
Yes. Oh my god.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, Sony Censorship. Long history of that. We have known that they have gotten worse and worse over time. Ever since they switched their headquarters over to California, the Snake's Den, well, they've been pushing more and more Puritan values. As Sony went from being a good company to then becoming the soy-infested company that we know that does not like attractive female characters. And, as we know, it's come back to bite them because, well, censorship of, Japanese games, anime games specifically, because that's what they have been targeting. Well, we saw that they had an agenda against it, and they have done every single last possible thing that they could to censor it. When, funny thing is, back in the days of the PS3, anime games were actually what made that console so good. It actually helped a lot of their sales, it really did. It helped PlayStation 3 get up there. And thing is that we did find out that there was an inside source that revealed that Sony had a censorship policy against anime. So, they look at, 2D anime boobs and they're like, oh, sexy woman bad, and cry over it. Next thing you know, you actually see where the Switch has completely gone 180 when they used to be very censor happy. And now they're not even as censor happy. We're to the day and age that the Switch is not even censoring things as much as the PlayStation is. That's ridiculous. Like, Nintendo has done better at that. I'll give them that. I mean, I have my problems with Nintendo at times too, but they've done better. And then, of course, all the damage control that Sony's had to go through because they're like, oh, but we're still very invested in Japanese development. We really are. But then they're like, oh no, let's appeal to that global market, especially whenever they have like the Japanese studios shutting down over there. Yeah, that shows that they're really interested in the Japanese market for sure. Oh God. And then, to make matters worse, this is probably the weirdest censorship yet. They've now turned 20 ladies into 20 bunnies. This is by far probably one of the weirdest censorships I've ever seen. Where they were like, oh, these women are too attractive. Sexy woman, man! And they're like, oh yeah, let's just change them to 20 bunnies. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the day when 4 kids got their hands on One Piece at one time. And it was basically 2 different versions. You had the sub, of course, and then you had the 4 kids dub. And the 4 kids dub was so drastically different due to the changes they made to it, and the censorship and everything. Like, you were getting basically 2 different versions. I mean, it was ridiculous. And that's basically what you're getting with this game. Because Sony's afraid of attractive women. Like, this is crazy. This is the weirdest form of censorship I think I've ever seen. I mean, it shows the control that Sony has. And, they have a history of doing this. Where there have been a lot of studios that have stated, well, they're hard to deal with. Because, they want us to change our games with their standards. For their agendas. And it's like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to go to other platforms. And that's why they've been going to like Switch and they've been going to PC. Because they don't want to put their games on PlayStation. I mean, you still see games doing it, but they have to alter their games and censor it. And this is crazy. So it's basically like a platformer. And so what you're doing is you're collecting 20 women. But, they're actually kind of like, not clothed and everything. And then in this PlayStation version, you're collecting bunnies that actually are clothed. I mean, it's crazy how much of a change this really is. I mean, this is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Here's actually the description for 20 ladies and 20 bunnies. 20 ladies, beware of hazards. Break a heart 3 times and you'll instantly respawn at the beginning with your lady counter reset to 0. You'll need to touch them all without dying in order to proceed to the next stage and unlock an alluring image for each one you complete. And then 20 bunnies. This is the description. 20 bunnies, beware of hazards. lose 3 hearts, and you'll instantly respawn at the beginning with your buddy counter reset to 0. You'll need to find them all without dying in order to proceed to the next stage and unlock an adorable image for each one you complete. Oh, this is the weirdest form of censorship. And here's the thing. For PlayStation, they will sit over here and they will have, Abby Smash from The Last of Us Part 2. They will have Abby have a man-on-man sex scene. But yet, they can't have attractive women in a game. It's so pathetic. It's the double standard of PlayStation right here. They live for the double standard, and this is, by far to me, one of the weirdest forms of censorship I've ever seen.
But wait! There's more!
Now, when I went to go look up the game, okay, get this, I was appalled. It's rated M for mature, and yet, Sony decides to censor this game. It's an M-rated game, for God's sake. And it's M-rated for nudity and sexual themes.
Oh my, how lewd.
So, why? to the point to where we're at an M-rated game about 20 ladies is censored. And it's M-rated. You know what the rating is. Like, PlayStation knows what the rating of this is. They're not blind. Unless maybe they are blind. Maybe they were so stupid they threw soy in their eyes. I don't know what happened. But it's literally M. And they've basically made this an E-rated game on their console. When the Switch, Nintendo, when Nintendo used to be very prude about things, Nintendo allows it. Yet, this game is E. And yet, they'll sit here and have The Last of Us Part 2, which is an M-rated game. They will have a sex scene between 2 dudes in it. And that's fine. But you can't have attractive women in a game, this is the oddest form of censorship I've ever seen. This is the complete and total hypocrisy of Sony right here. Oh man, seriously. This is just a joke at this point. Sony is a joke. They are a shell of what they once were. I remember back in the day when you had M-rated games. This goes for Sony, it goes for Nintendo, this goes for Xbox. I remember they would have they'd have some very mature stuff. You couldn't have a game like Conker's Bad Fur Day, for example. And if you know what I mean. If you played the game, you'll know the scenes that are in it. That they would be like, oh no, we can't allow that. The scene with the woman in it, for example. You know what I'm talking about if you played it. They wouldn't allow that today. Not in the modern day, at least not in the West. And people wonder, why, Japanese entertainment, anime and manga, and, anime video games, for example, are, on the rise because of stuff like this. Because these companies like Sony want to push their Puritan values, and then they want to censor everything that they deem as offensive and try to be progressive when they're actually regressive companies. And they don't stand for anything they say they stand for. I mean, this is the weirdest form of censorship I've ever seen. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the news videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. Links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow can always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.